Hey guys, it's me Zapdos. I'm back, and this is another one of my rant videos. Where, in a way, this is me ranting about something that kind of annoys me and I see useless as usual. But, it's less infuriating and more like I don't get it. Now, and today's topic is riches, money, moolah, cash, dough, bread, whatever you want to call it. Wherever you're from, whatever you want to call it, green, the money. You can buy a lot of things with money. They say you can't buy happiness with it, but you can rent it for a while. But then you look out and see what all these famous celebrities are doing and stuff. They're buying these multi-million-dollar mansions that are that are like as big as two football fields, and that's just their weekend home. They got this bigger, more expensive, even tackier looking piece of shit home, and they'll be like, this is the life for me. Well, it may be the life for them, but not for me. All like having a massive mansion overcompensating for what you lack in penis size. That's not the life for me. I wouldn't be living lavishly, having a servant to wipe my ass, make me breakfast, feed me breakfast, do this, do that, and a million others for God only knows what. Let's say let's say I were to suddenly randomly for some reason gain like 1 million subscribers, get all the sponsorship deals I could ever dream of, yada 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 today. And all of a sudden I'm sitting pretty. I have money. I'm a billionaire. I'm a multi-billionaire. Let's pretend. What am I mean? It probably go to like I'd be lying if I said it would not get to my head at all. It definitely would a little bit. It would for anyone. I'd be overwhelmed, but I think a part of me would still know a part of me would still keep my morals and all that. Like I do my best to keep my morals. I guess I can't really say what would happen in the future, but as of right now, I can say that if I were famous, I would want nothing more than like a little. Like sure, I'd still be splurging on like expensive shit like big mansions and all that, but not to the extent that some others do. Like I don't want everything in my house to be solid gold. I don't want millions and millions of billions of dollars worth of art lining everywhere. I don't want to live in a medieval castle for Christ's sake. That sounds tacky as hell. I'm not going to live in a castle. What, just because I have the money and I can do it, all of a sudden I should do it? Hell no. That'd be a waste of money. And the taxes on that, Jesus Christ, the taxes on it. That'd be hell. Mm. Especially with millions of dollars. It's not. Especially with like five of them. No, I think what I would do is I'd more like to get like if I were to get say a private island, which I already don't see me doing even if I get a lot of money, but say I were to get a private island. Now, there's some massive private islands out there. There's like private islands bigger than Texas. Well, maybe not bigger, but longer. Like there are very big private islands. Give me like give me like an average sized private island with like a nice 2-story cabin, maybe a basement. and a bunch of activities around to do, I'd be good. Maybe if it were maybe if it had a lot of woodland around, then I could set up a fire pit, invite bring my friends over once in a while. I would have no staff, obviously. I do the things there myself. Like I don't need a team of 10 to cook for just me and my friends. That's it's just weird to me. Having somebody worship me as and the ground I walk on as if I were Jesus would feel weird. I wouldn't what I wouldn't feel worthy. I wouldn't I wouldn't feel worthy of having all that praise and all that. Like that's basically as long as you got the money, they will literally worship you as if you're the second coming of Christ. I don't want that. That would be weird, awkward, and even if I did get that, I'd probably be very nice to them, let them take breaks. I I'd s- I'd say fuck all the polite and all that like sir, your dinner, sir. No, just call me by my name. Like it's okay. We're all humans. We can talk to each other by name instead of sir or waiter one, person two, staff three. Of course, that is assuming I go along the path of getting those servants. But yeah, just give me a cabin out in like a woodland island that's not too big, but not like so small it's cramped. And give us like a bunch of outdoor activities like cornhole and horseshoe stuff like that. Maybe maybe some ping pong inside and some foosball. Good heating is a must, obviously. But like I don't want anything extravagant. I don't want these like giant white pillars protruding into the sky, a fucking roof that's like 10 feet, that's like, that's like 50 foot higher than I am just on the first floor. I don't want that kind of shit. I grew up in a relatively poor family. Money is not something that we are very well acquainted with. Hell, like I'm lucky that my mom's parents are still letting my dad live on their property for like cheaper than they would for anyone else. Hell, the only reason that dad's being kept around is because with him. Like that I still live with him. That's how bad the finances are. I've never grown up knowing money knowing about having I've never no I've grown up knowing money, but I haven't grown up knowing riches. I got like I got like my first tablet at age 8, and even then they were still pretty strict on the rules of what to watch and stingy on what they buy for good reason too, for good reason. They didn't The strictness on the viewing was because they didn't want my mind to turn to mush. I mean, it already did, but they prevented me from being even worse than I am now. And the whole money thing is because, well, one, we didn't have a lot of money to begin with, and two, even if we could have gotten away with buying a lot of things, like even in the days that we could have easily bought something and still be sitting pretty, they'd say no because it's good to teach kids about the value of money young. Teach him to overestimate money rather than to underestimate, and then and then you'll have like money for a while. Didn't exactly do didn't exactly do like allowances either. I mean, there were times where I'd get like 10 where I'd get $10 from Nana and Papa if I were to shovel snow or pick up sticks during winter and fall and all that. But that was about it. I'd never have like a weekly allowance based on how many chores I did. I mean, hell, I we didn't even start leaning that heavily into chores until like mom moved out and in with her current boyfriend now. Like and then the one that ruined chores for me was her boyfriend, not her. I guess I'm but that's we're starting to I'm starting to I'm starting to get off topic here. I'm starting to kind of stray away from the point. The point is I don't want anything extravagant. Like a yacht the size of a city. No. If I'm gonna get a yacht, I'm gonna get a yacht from that's big enough to house me, a few of my friends, and my mom and or my dad. That's all I'm gonna need. That's realistically, that's all I'm gonna need a yacht for. Like, eh, excuse me, like ever. That's all I'm like my average living house. Give me like this nice little suburban townhouse. No HOA. HOAs are just fucking mafia in disguise. Just give me like a no HOA townhouse with like that's like 2 stories and possibly a basement. I love basements, but it's not a must. 2 stories with enough room for like me, a kid's room, and a guest room, and maybe like a movie theater. Like maybe like a little theater area for everyone to kind of gather around and get together, have fun there. I don't want these I don't want this giant house with the capability to store 1,000,000 cars, a basketball field, a golf course, and a water park all in one. That's tacky as shit. It's not my style. Just give me a little and I'll be fine. I don't understand why these rich people will go into debt and commit tax fraud just to keep a hold on a little bit of their money. I know the value of money. I know to overestimate everything and that's the best choice to do things. Why people don't get that by now, I'll never understand. It's best to it's best to always humble yourself. Well, not always. It's best to mostly humble yourself because if you don't, you'll end up going down a path of destruction. You'll end up being more depressed than you were when you were poor. And my issues, my depression, my hatefulness, my bitterness is not because I'm poor. It's because of it's not because I'm in like a low money situation. It's because of it's because of the actions. It's because of the conflicting natures of my mom and dad, along with Nana and Papa. Like mom and dad already had conflicting natures to begin with, but both of them conflicted with Nana and Papa, who I listened to Nana and Papa like no other. But that's but we're starting to lead into a topic that's for another video. the point of this is why I think most rich people stuff is tacky. Oh, and then the food, $5,000 for a single pea and a splash of ketchup on the side. What the fuck is that? If I ever get a girlfriend who's rich and she takes me to one of those places, I'm gonna look at her, be like, we are getting a refund and we're going to fucking McDonald's. They're gonna have better quality than this shit. But yeah, I'll never understand why rich people like such shitty stuff, such tacky crap that like no one in their right mind would like. For me, even even if I'm spending a lot of money on it, I'm still gonna want it to be simple, rural, country, just not as country as I am right now because here there's nothing. Give me a place that's like 10, 15 minutes from like a decent sized like large town and I'll be happy. That's all I can really ask for. And I hope that in the extremely off chance that I do get rich, that I don't lose this sense of morals. The moment you lose the moment you lose your morals, you lose what makes you a worthwhile contribution to humanity. The moment you lose your core morals and sell them out for money and riches and comfort, I'm sorry, but that's not a life worth living. If I were to sell out all my morals for money, my life would truly no longer be worth living. Yeah. Others may agree, others may disagree. What's most important for me is my morals and my family and friends. Moral Morals and religion first, family and friends second. Everything else, everything else is not and like moral morals and religion first, family and friends second, the bare essentials third, and then everything else is secondary to me. Even caring for myself comes secondary. My primary nature is uphold my morals and religion, and to make sure that my that I'm with my family and friends, make sure they get everything they need, and that I have the bare necessities to live, like a roof over my head and food in my belly, etc., etc., etc. Everything else comes secondary to me. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.